Okay, so here is the video of it. It's already running. I'm doing some testing first. I'm gonna go ahead and explain basically almost everything about the swap. I don't have a video of the bottom where the axle sits, but I do have a video. I'm gonna show you guys where the mounts sit, so you guys get an idea of where the header's gonna hit or whatever. But the header's cleared up pretty good, and it's really close to the frame down there. I don't know if you can see it, really close right there. But I kind of dinged that up that way it doesn't, start rattling later. Right now I don't have the exhaust completed or anything. And then we have the water temperature sensor right here, which I need to move because I kind of went under the ground wires for the engine. Why? Don't ask me why. Because I plugged the ground wires after. But this is a 3-terminal sensor, so you can see. That way I can get temperature for the computer and temperature for my truck. So we got that plugged up, and this comes from the main harness of the truck, this green one. The main harness will be the one that goes through here, this big loom. You're gonna need to take out these 3 wires, which is fuel pump, starter, and switch. You're gonna need those 3 wires. Right here, this cable I have plugged up to a white wire in the brake, from the brake switch, so I can use my torque converter lockup relay. Because this truck used to be a 5-speed manual, and whoever did a swap before, they did it into an automatic. So we're not gonna. So I wasn't gonna switch it to a 5-speed or a 6-speed, not yet at least. Right now this is a factory 5.3, which I took apart. I replaced every single gasket on it, head gaskets, every single gasket on it that you can think of is replaced on this one. I did move the battery to this side, so the harness of the factory 5.3 fits on there as factory, So you got your power wire, just like in the truck. You got your power steering hoses, which they do fit. They are identical to the other ones, so you can actually just slap them on. I did put the computer down here, which I'll probably fix it later, move it later. Right now this is just factory stuff, I did use hoses from a 2002 Silverado, just in case you guys were wondering. Radiator hoses, lower and upper, 2002 Silverado. Make sure when you're filling up the radiator, if you have a completely empty radiator and heater core and all that, it took me around 4 gallons of coolant, just so you know. That way you don't go test drive it and it overheats on you or anything like that. These are my wires left over from the main harness, which are power wires and the windshield wiper control wires, as you can see right there. I kept the relay box in here, which is not a relay box, the power station, let's call it, or junction box. There you go, the junction block. I kept it in there, and it's powered up just like it used to be. I ran the alternator wire here, as you can see. It has the LS alternator wire plugged into this one. That way it's plugged up exactly the same as this truck came from factory. So I got power inside, I got headlights, I got everything. Like I said, from the main harness, let's go back to that. You're gonna need these 3 wires right here. You're gonna need, obviously, this controller wires, which you will see the colors, or you can just leave it plugged in and go from there, start ripping wires apart. I put a new loom in there. You do need that tan wire right there, which is gonna be your pressure sensor wire right there for the oil, which is down there, as you can see it. It's already plugged in. I'm gonna loom that in. Like I said, the green wire for your water temperature, which is gonna have a plug into it. So just use common sense and everything will fall into place, trust me. As you can see, everything is factory on this. So all this is set up factory. I did not remove any extra stuff that is in there. I do have my wires here ready to for my Tach and for my speed sensor, which I haven't plugged up because I don't want to run them where the clutch was at. I think I'm gonna run them all the way across the engine bay. I'm not sure. I haven't messed with that yet. I do have a remanufactured transmission that I put in this one, which is a 460E, and it drives really good. So right now, like I said, I'm doing testing on it, so I haven't really messed with it. My water is filled up. It doesn't heat up or anything. It stays way under 210 because I have electric fans running all the time, which I ordered a temperature switch for it, which I will plug on the other side of the block. I'll show you where a lot of people use it for temperature for your gauge, which is that bolt right there. Let me see if you can see it. That one right there, that's a cap basically. You screw it off. I'm gonna use that one for the switch control, or I mean whatever switch, temperature switch it is. So you can see my fingers on the headers. These headers, they're gonna rust out, and they're a pretty good brand. I just don't remember the brand on them or the part number. I know the part number ends with LS1 or something like that, if I'm correct. And like you said, like you see, I ran the harness all the way, like I said, all factory. And from here you will need, this is a brown wire, this is for your alternator. It goes into the brown one on the alternator. This one is basically to tell you that you have a bad alternator. So I don't know if I want to hook it up or not. I have it pulled out anyway. I'll probably hook it up too. What else? As you can see, like I said, I have everything loomed up from the factory. They all loomed up again. I kept my AC switch, and I kept the AC cables as well, which I put them in there in the loom just in case I want to decide to run AC. I do have my hoses and everything. Like I said, this thing is kind of dirty right now. I didn't even wash it or prepped it. I'm not gonna use this intake. I just have it here. I'm gonna put it on my other truck, which is a 2000, and it has a performance intake, and I'm just gonna go ahead and swap them out with this one. As you can see, it's dirty. I have trash. I haven't cleaned it up. I did not plug in my this little light right here, which I'm planning on doing. I just gotta slap it on there, easy peasy. I kept the original water tank, which is really dirty inside. I'll probably swap it out or take it out and wash it. As you can see, I left everything out here. Still, I haven't bolted back up. It's plugged up, but it's not bolted back up. I did not open this up, this block, to take the wires off because it's a pain in the ass, and I wasn't gonna spend hours on that just because I didn't want it to. I left some wires here that I thought I was gonna use, which I'm not gonna use anymore, and they're just gonna get clipped off right there. These wires right here are for the speed sensor, so I'm gonna use the wires to run the speed from those wires up there, which is the one coming from the computer, and it should work if I bypass the DRAC module. So I basically just plug it not into the DRAC module, but into the wire that comes out of the DRAC module, which I believe is a blue wire. I'm not sure. Let me check. I haven't done it. I have not done it, but I believe it's this wire, the one that signals the speed right here. So it comes in as green and leaves that blue like that. I will have to research more. I'm pretty sure that's it. but like I said, I don't have a wire pulled up all the way across yet, so I cannot try it yet. And then the Tach wire, which is, where's the Tach wire? What is this? This is the ground. Okay, so I have the connector here of the harness with the extra wires. These wires were plugged into the plugs for the old computer, which I have not taken out yet, and I will. But I basically went through all of the wires and from the old computer, you know what I'm saying, I took them off and just clipped them, and that way I knew which wires to cut and which ones to keep. And as you can see, you obviously need the connectors. This is for your AC, I believe, and I believe this is still the speed sensors. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know what these two are for. I still have to do some research on this part. This is, I believe this is for your how you call that? What type of plug is this? Somebody came in here and messed around. That one right here is for your windshield wipers. Some type of controller in there. I'm not sure what for. There's a speed. One's right here. Which, like I said, I'm not gonna plug in. I'm just gonna use the wire for it. Because I heard that if you plug them in, you got problems. It gives you problems. These are here. They are right here, so you can see it. They go in here. They go here. All the way through here, which I'm pretty sure they come out through here, which is the purple and white, and the green one, and it has green and black, purple and white, and then it comes out as that. So I'm supposed to plug the one coming from the ECU, which is green, I believe, to this one, and I should be able to get the speedometer working, which I have not done it. I did some research and that's what it looks like. So I'm sorry, but this is gonna be an incomplete kind of type of video. But this swap is straightforward. There's no misses on it. If you are inclined, electrically inclined, which is not bad. I mean, shit. If I could do it, anybody can do it. You don't really have to clean out the harness, which is, it will require unplugging it from here, taking all these wires. As you can see, these are the wires that I got left over. Okay, just so you know, maybe more, but this is for the check engine light right here. I just gotta plug that to my check engine light coming from the ECU. This is for the OBD data. So this one goes straight to the OBD down there, which is an OBD1, I believe, and that way I think I might be able to convert it to an OBD2 by plugging this in, which I have not gotten to yet, like I said. And but yeah, the Tach wire, which one is the Tach wire? Oh, that's gonna be a good one. I don't remember which one is the Tach wire, to be honest. And I think it's that white one right here that keeps going, and I think I left it in the front, but I am not 100% sure yet. I have to see. You know what, I think I did left in the front, and it's labeled. Let me see. This one right here. Yeah, there you go. They went to the Tach. So this is my Tach wire, which I will plug into the white one over there for the Tach right here. Tach brown for the check engine light. And one of these two is for the speed sensor, which I'll just gotta make sure where it comes from. But they are clipped from this plug right here. As you can see, A to H, it tells you right there. It has letters on it, so you will know which ones to cut and which one is what. And there's a little tail on it, so I could, you know, trace it back, which when I was cutting it I knew which ones to cut. Let's go back in here. All this is gonna be covered up nicely after I'm done. So you got your fuel This goes to the fuel switch, and this goes to the fuel relay. So whenever you give it a signal, which is a 12-volt signal, which comes from that gray wire from your stock harness, okay, there's videos out there on how to cut up your harness, which you don't really need to, but you'll clear it up. You'll clean it up a little bit. I will show you here in a minute how many wires you get to clean up. But this is plugged in here to relay the fuel pump. This one right here is giving power to my torque converter clutch via relay, as you can see, via relay right here. This relay is plugged in. Well, I'll show you how I plugged in, okay? So this is power, switch power right here. This one is the signal wire, okay? Look at the colors. Signal wire. The purple one goes to the purple on the ECU, which is pin 33, okay? It should have 12 volts all the time, and when you press the brakes, it should be no bolts. And this is the ground wire, which I have plugged right there. Don't ask me why I plugged it in right there, but that's how I have it. So and this is a crappy wire because I use relays. These are the numbers on the relays. Let me see. This one is 86. The opposite, 85. This one is 30. And the middle one is 87Q or 87A, whatever they call it. And this one, well, this one is gonna have some current. That's why I just plugged it up like that. Okay. There is no miss on this, guys. If you guys have questions, let me know. I'll wrap it up better next time. Which I left longer wires just for this video. Don't get confused on all the wire now. This one right here, I used this thick wire to ignore this tape right here. Let me take it off. Okay, this is for my fans, so you guys can plug them in however you want. If you know how to plug this relay up, this one right here, you will figure out how to plug the other one up. They both work the same. I put a lot of wire on them. This one goes to the fans, which, like I said, they will be temperature controlled. The fifth, because that's when I get the damn temperature sensor or switch. You can take this apart. You pull it off, take a bolt off from here, which is a 1/4 inch, I think. I'm not sure, I don't remember. Take it off, pull the whole thing, then pull it apart, take this connectors off, and you can take it, unloop it, unplug this plug right here, and then you can take it all the way across, unplug it from over there, and take it apart, clean up the wires that you need to clean up, or something like that if you want to clean them up. I'm gonna put a loom on this, make it look a little bit better, which looks pretty shitty right now. You gotta go buy more loom. Like I said, this is testing. I'm gonna use this is the factory fuse box from the 5.3. Like I said, people should know that. I didn't take off the extra wires. Okay, as you can see, this is probably it. All of the wires are gonna to throw away, which is not many. That's why I didn't do it. There is no need. All this gets covered up by the fuse box cover, which I have cut up and everything, and it fits perfectly. This sensor is pretty nice. Let me see if I can get you the number. The number on it is 22167. I don't think that's the part number, but 22167 will, if you Google it, it should bring up the right part number for it. The oil pressure one, you can use oil pressure from a 1999 or 2000. You can use that from it, and it will give you the same 3 wires. I think 3 or 2. One for your truck and the other one for your computer. No, my bad. I think he'll give you 2, and you can only obviously just use it for your truck, but it will bolt right onto the engine block. which that's what a lot of people like. Like I said, I ran the harness all the way across, just like it would be from factory. This one's good. This one right here goes to my O2 sensor, which I have plugged down there. I'm only using the upper O2 sensor. This one, like I said, it's used to go to the transmission for speed, but I'm just gonna use the wirings to plug them up over there to the ECU speed reading, which I will try to plug into the blue wire in the DRAC module, and hopefully that works. It's supposed to work. Then I kept my little water reservoir. I'm gonna put it right here. I just gotta extend the wire for that, which is here. That should be pretty easy to do. And I wanted to make the video before I close the hood, but yes, like I said, keep this wire plugged up, that way you don't end up taking them apart. And I don't know what these two wires are for. That's why I have it open like that. I know it's not hot, so I'm trying to figure out what these two wires are for, and I don't know. I'll find out later what they're for. Probably for the reverse light or I don't know. I'm hoping they're the reverse light. If not, I'll figure it out. And don't worry about this wire. Like I said, this one goes to your alternator right here to this wire right here. Which I'm getting the voltage reading, so I don't care. And I do have braided fuel lines all the way from the tank, from a 1997 fuel pump all the way to my intake. The engine mounts, well, let me see if you can see them through here. You cannot really see it. Well, yeah, you can. As you can see, they are a little bit past half towards the back. You can see that right there. Okay, that's my that green wire is the O2 sensor, I mean the water temperature. But yeah, that's where it will sit, and it will sit just fine with the headers and with your how you call that, your drive shaft. I will show you how it looks down there, but I don't have it on the lift anymore. But you can see whatever you can see, that's all. I gotta do the exhaust and everything on it. And let me go ahead and crank it up for you guys so you guys can see it. I know nobody cares, but just by me showing you these cables, I know it helps a lot, believe it or not. Oh, and I forgot to tell you where this one's plug up. Shit. Oh no, I did tell you. Anyways, just so you remember this, if you have an automatic transmission, this wire right here is already moved. As you can see, this one was up here and it wasn't getting voltage, but this powers your transmission. These two wires right here. Okay, I do not remember exactly where they were, but I will post a note up there in the messages, I mean in the comments, no, in the description of the video, my bad, of in lt1swap.com. It will tell you where to move these two wires from. Okay, it's really important, because other than that, your transmission is not going to shift. All right, let me go ahead and crank it on for you guys. And this is a video that I'm going to do. I know it's crappy. A lot of people like to do videos where they show the whole thing, but you don't really need to see the whole thing. You just need this type of help. Okay, to, you know, showing you the wires and where they come from. They come from the loom, the factory one. Okay, and if you're gonna keep your power from the factory on the truck, just leave your wires plugged up on the factory plug right there. You will not need your fuel relay anymore, because that's not necessary anymore. So you can just yank it out, and as long as you have the gray wire for your fuel pump, And I have the fuel pump assembly here, so here it is. See, it's still gray all the way to your fuel pump. This is the old one, and which I gotta check my my ground on it because I can see it fluctuating up and down. Well, let me crank it on for you guys real quick. And that'll be the last thing I show you guys. Okay. You can see some of the gauges work. Temperature works, oil pressure works, fuel works, but like I said, it's kind of jumpy, so I think it's the ground. And I gotta put all that shit together. I decided to do it on this one because it's a complete truck. Well, there it is. Like I said, they're running all the time. This is not gonna be here. Yeah, runs good to me, and it shifts smooth, and that's because it's a factory transmission. Nothing fancy about it. But yeah, it shouldn't be that loud after I'm done plugging up the exhaust. My shifter is the ugliest shifter there is. It works fine, but it sucks. I don't like it. Anyways, that should be it for the video. And by the way, for the battery, I used the factory bracket, and I put my ECU right there, but you can see how it extends all the way down there. That's around how it goes. It's kind of rusted and messed up just in this section, but I didn't care, so there you go. That's about it. Maybe later I can make a better video. And yes, my shop is dirty as hell, but there's a lot of trash in here that I have from parts that I bought. And no, you cannot make it. You cannot do a swap for 1,500. I don't care what they tell you. You need more than 1,500. See y'all later, guys.